Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Music and Beyond. I'm Ernie Crazy Eyes. Today, I have two special guests from the band Love the Hate, Shadow and J Rod. How's it going, man? How's it going, guys?
Oh, we're good, man.
Oh yeah, pretty good, pretty good. Can't complain.
Oh yeah, man. And I'm glad you guys are here because like I've been listening to your music for a while already, and like I knew that eventually I had to put you guys on here, so I'm glad you guys are here.
Oh yeah, we're excited to be here.
Can you tell us about the origins of the band and the name as well too, and how it reflects on your music?
Yeah, so the band originally started with five guys back in 2015, I think, from what I remember. Frank Killian, he's our lead guitarist. He's the only original member left. Butch Howell was the original singer. Leon Kraft was the original bass player. Rustin Barton was the drummer, and there was one other guitarist, and I can't even remember his name. I feel bad about that. But they started doing their thing, just kind of playing the local scene, and it kind of became a little bit bigger thing than just the local scene after a little bit. Back in 2019, Butch passed away from blood clots in the middle of the night. They had a practice. He had went home, and some stuff happened, and the band kind of fell apart, and didn't know which direction they were going to go at that point. And then from there, they auditioned singers, and a gentleman named Doc St. Andres, he stepped in and jumped on the band, and he did a lot of really good things. He helped them get the song Solid Ground out, which ended up number 16 on the Billboard charts of the top 40 rock songs in 2022. Yeah, so it's some big shoes I have to live up to. So I mean it's kind of a big step for me. At the end of 2022, he kind of tailed away from the band. He had some other stuff he wanted to do, and that was when the band approached me and talked to me about being the new vocalist. And I had to ask a couple of people before I was allowed to. And as soon as they told me that, I decided 2 years ago, yeah, let's do it. And I joined the band, and then a couple months after that, we added Jacob, who's our current bass player. He's been with us a little over 2 years now. Last year in January, we added Rob as our drummer after going through a couple of drummers. And then Shadow has been with us now, Shadow, 2 months, 3 months now?
3 months. The audition started December, and I think the decision was made midway through January. So
yeah,
I joined up here and then.
Yeah, so and I mean, the whole motto of this band is just kind of, live life, enjoy music, and if people don't like it, they don't have to. But the people who love us, we love that. But the people who hate what we do or hate us in general, we love that too. It's kind of a fun thing about it. The love the hate thing is kind of like, you don't like me, oh well, I'm still gonna be me, and that's kind of where the band stands. We do music for people, we do music for ourselves, we do music. It's a life goal for us we were all little kids at one point that wanted to do this. And now we're doing bigger things than we ever thought we would, even though they were just dreams for us.
Yeah, I mean everything starts with a dream, so that's amazing that you guys can, actually take the dream and make it a reality.
Yeah, it's been really cool, man. We've got some big stuff we haven't been able to announce yet too. So on top of an already busy this year, we're currently on tour right now with Scotty Austin, Seventh Day Slumber, Shallow Side, and right now Magdalene Rose, and we got some cool stuff that we're waiting on for later this year, but we've got some stuff that we're just now finding out about that we haven't been able to announce. So as soon as we are allowed to announce that stuff, you guys will hear all about that too.
Hell yeah, and I honestly love the name because I don't know if you guys listen to Limp Bizkit and stuff, but they actually have a song called "Love the Hate," I believe.
Yep, they do.
And it's just pretty much like I fucking hate Limp Bizkit, and I'm like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, it's really weird. this whole like music thing, people love you and people hate you, and it's the people that hate you are usually the ones that you thought were the ones that had your back on everything.
Oh yeah,
Really,
for sure, for sure.
They see you,
Out of 10.
they see you get ahead at all, and it's like their whole demeanor towards you changes, and then they tell you how much you've changed, and I'm like, man, I'm still the same guy. I work a 9 to 5. We all have full-time jobs. We do this on the weekend, and we do it because we love it. I promise you, we ain't making no money.
Yeah, and the money that you're making is just going back to the band.
Yep, every dollar we make goes back into the band.
And I love that the name also, you know, like it fits together with the lyrics that you guys write, because like one of the songs that I was listening to, Letter from Fear.
Yes.
Like that one was like, it blew me away, honestly. I believe that's your latest single.
It is.
And Fame and Fortune, kind of like, you know, it kind of like, you know what, like fame and fortune, like everybody wants that, but what's the cause?
Yeah,
What's the cause?
yeah. People don't see everything that goes in, all the behind the scenes stuff. We were actually going to do a whole behind the scenes music video for Fame and Fortune, and it just kind of fizzled out. We had a bunch going on and we never got to, and then we were going through a guitarist change, so we didn't get to. But I don't know, who knows? We still might one day just to have one out there, because that song had a really good message. Letter from Fear, like I told you before, is very personal for me. It's a song I wrote about my son. So.
Can you put in a little bit more detail, or is it too personal?
Man, I'll be honest with you, it's not. So my son he's I don't know if you call him a star athlete, but he's a really good athlete. He plays basketball all over the country, and I trained my son because I was a basketball player, and I'm just really hard on him. And used to, I would be so hard on him, I would break him down, and I would tell him, stop being a sissy, stop being scared, stop being, you know, I would just say certain things. And one night I was just sitting back reflecting on that. I was like, why do I do that to him? It doesn't help him, and I don't want to tear my son, you know, down. I don't want him to hate his father, because I grew up without a dad.
Yeah.
You know, and I told myself I would be a good dad. And he tells me all the time, oh, you're a great dad, you know, but then I look at him and I think about some of the stuff I said, and it's sports and it's stupid. There's no reason I should say stuff like I said to him, you know, and I've tried to be so much better over the last 2.5 years about that, and I feel like I have. But it just, like I said, it was just a time where we were dealing with a lot, and I was like, I just don't want to get that letter from my son or that text message from my son saying, I hate you, I don't want nothing to do with you, you know. That's pretty much what the song was about for me. But if you listen to it, it can be taken in so many different ways. You know, people can hear it and hear so many different things in it.
Yeah, and that's what I felt like while listening to the song, and I was just like, you know what, I need to know, because, like, I want to know if it's, you know, if you're talking about what I was thinking about, and, you know, like, you nailed it with my thought.
Right. It's kind of funny too, because about 2 months ago, someone played it on their little radio podcast show, and I can't remember who it was, but Cameron was sitting there with me, and we were listening to it. And the lady was like, he's crying out to this girl about how much he feels bad, about how much he hurt her. And my son goes, he's not talking about a girl. He's talking about me, lady.
Oh.
And it was just so funny. I was like, I see where people can get so many different, you know, points with it. I mean, there's so much you can look at that song and hear in it, you know.
And that's the beauty about music. It could be about anything.
Yeah, best part about it.
And how would you describe your sound to someone who has never heard your music before?
Shadow, what do you think?
I want to say it's a newer take on some older, you know, style, like early 2000s, with a little bit of grunge, but with a new edge on it. If we're talking about the current songs that are out now.
Yeah, it's similar to like Saliva, Breaking Benjamin, Chevelle, Shinedown, stuff like that.
Like, if they were to come out, you know, in this time and day and age, it would be relatively close to what we put out.
Right. And then we have some newer stuff that hasn't been released, and Shadow will tell you, it's the best stuff the band has ever done. It's more modernized stuff. It's going to sound more current today type style music, and we're trying to kind of pivot towards a newer style, but still keeping our old style entangled in that too.
Yeah.
You keep the roots, but yet expand as well. Like, we're musicians, we're artists, you know, we like to play around with stuff from time to time. You don't like to do the same thing day in, day out. So we want to just have, you know, fun and explore, you know, what makes us in the writing.
That's amazing. I can't wait to listen to the new music. I love the music that you guys have out right now, and you know, like, I'm so ready for what Love That Hate has to bring for the new music, honestly.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it, man. We have to sit on some stuff because it's very easy to release stuff nowadays. You can put it on Spotify, put it on all the streaming services. You can have it played on all these, you know, these internet stations, which are great because you do have, you know, thousands of listeners that listen to this stuff. But if you're trying to get to a level, there are certain steps you have to take with stuff and how you have to release it the right way and have the right media-based push behind it and have the right promotion behind it. So what we're really trying to do with these next two songs, we're going to be in the process of recording the rest of the album too with a pretty big producer who's worked with like Any Given Sin, Shallow Side, Outlier, Saul, plenty of others. I mean, I know that he's had Morgan Rose from Seven Dust in his studio doing stuff too, you know. So we're just trying to release everything the right way so we can get the most traction out of it when we do release these songs.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude, and I love that you guys are just, you know, pulling through, and like, it scared me when the whole thing in 2020 happened. I'm like, music is dead, like, they finally killed music. You know, not they, but it killed music, but I'm glad that music is alive and thriving more than ever here in 2024.
Yeah, it's kind of been over the last year and maybe year and some change. There's been a resurgence in rock music too. I mean, not just one genre, you know, but I mean, there's been a major resurgence with bands like, you know, Bad Omens and you know, From Ashes to New. I don't know if you've heard Rain City Drive, Nerve. And you've got bands that have been around, you know, Shinedown, you know, Godsmack, Breaking Benjamin. These guys, I mean, they're still killing it, filling stadiums, Three Doors Down, you know. But even some of the newer stuff, I mean, just the newer style stuff, Nerve, Catch Your Breath, like you said, Rain City Drive. I mean, those guys have been big influences on me a lot because a lot of what they do vocally is similar to what I like to do, but I haven't done it yet in songs.
Yeah, and I just had CJ Pierce from Drowning Pool last week, and I believe that they're coming out with some new music here pretty soon too. And
yeah, they've been touring a little bit here lately too, I think.
Yeah, they are. And I love that because I'm like, dude, like, my favorite band are still around. Like, I could still see them, and maybe when I'm seeing my favorite band, I could get a new favorite band, like, you know, Love That Hate or any of the newer bands that I've never heard of. So I love it.
Oh yeah, it's cool to see where music's going right now. I think, you know, rock took a big tumble for a while, but I mean, music goes in so many cycles where pop music's big, country music's big, rap music's big, you know, and I think it's time for rock to take over for a little while again, and hopefully we can be a part of that. That's our biggest goal. Is I don't care about money, riches, fame. You know, I just want to be able to leave my stamp on this earth with our music.
Hell yeah, man! That's the way to do it. I love that.
That's always been my dream on music too. I could care less about any of that. I just want, you know, to leave something that was worthwhile listening to or to remember.
Yeah. That's amazing.
So what else you got, man?
What are some of the main inspirations behind the lyrics and songwriting?
I think a lot of it has been situations. like I said, Letter from Fear was a situation with my son. Throwaway, I don't know if you've listened to it. That was, people think I wrote that song regarding my ex.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I didn't write anything on that song hardly at all. I wrote like 3 lines of that song. Frank actually wrote that song. I want to say he said it was like 5 or 6 years ago, and it kind of just sat there and collected dirt until he showed it to me. And I was like, hey, this sounds fun. It kind of reminds me of Crazy Bitch that Buck Cherry did.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
And it kind of has that kind of vibe. And I was like, man, this could be an anthem for people. You know?
Yeah, it totally could,
And when we play, it doesn't matter what size crowd it is. Every person in that room sings back when I go, sometimes you got it. They all yell back at us. Throw the whole bitch away. Guys, girls, it does not matter. You know? And it's one of the coolest feelings in the world when everybody in the room knows that lyric and they're just like, hey, doesn't matter about anything else. We're all going to yell this out together. So we've done it in front of sold-out crowds, 2,000 people, 1,500 people, 800, 200 people. I mean, we've done it in a room and with 30 or 40 people, and it sounded like there was 500 people in there because they get so loud with it.
Hey, and there's money there because put that on a fucking T-shirt and I'll fucking wear the hell out of it. Throw that bitch away.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a whole line of shirts for that. We're actually working on doing some new ones, some new versions of it where we can put it on a shirt. But yeah, we got some cool new stuff as far as that goes too, Our merch line is getting really cool. Luckily Shadow's family owns a screen printing business, so that's helped us out on a whole different platform
nice.
Yeah.
Shit, I'm about to release some new merchandise too, so if you're listening, message me.
There you go. Yeah.
And if I would go, it says tribute there. Like, is that a?
So If I Would Go is actually a tribute to the original singer. He wrote that
song. To the
song.
original singer? Okay.
Yeah. The tribute is my version of the song that we did an acoustic kind of cleaner version of it because there is a rock style version of it on the original Burn album. But we did that and we released it on the anniversary of Butch's death 2 years ago. It was like the 3rd or fourth year. So now we're 6 years into his passing, but I still pay honor to the people who helped build the kind of the bones and the structure for this band because without them, I mean, me and Shadow wouldn't be able to do this.
Oh yeah,
that's amazing, dude.
It's like we always got to pay our due respects. Most nights that we get to play the song on a little bit longer sets or what have you, we throw the whole dedication out and the crowd loves it. Most of them already know the lyrics, so it's, a whole get-together with a crowd every time we play that song, too.
Can't wait to see that live soon. And see you guys live, because, damn, if you guys sound so good on, recording, like, I can't wait to see what kind of energy you guys bring to a whole crowd.
That's our big thing is we're an energy band on stage. We feed off the crowd, and I think the crowd feeds off us. But it doesn't matter. I can have 5 people. We can have 5 people in front of us, and we're still going to be the same guys as we are in front of 5,000.
Oh, yeah.
I know I am. I love just bouncing around, running back and forth, whether it be, on stage running around, headbanging with all the guys on stage, or bounce off stage, run to the crowd, you name it. I just love to perform, and I let the music take over, and I don't care what I look like. I'm just in the moment.
He's right. He doesn't care what he looks like.
I really don't.
That's awesome. And what's been the biggest challenge you guys have faced as a band, and how did you guys overcome it?
For us, I'll be honest with you. So before Shadow got here, Marshall had been the guitarist in his band for 5 years, and when Marshall decided to leave, it was kind of a oh, what the hell do we do now? He was kind of the glue that held us together, and we had that point. We did that same thing with a drummer, a year and a half before, and we were like, oh, here we go with this again. It's just a different piece. We got to figure something out. We get so worried about because we book a lot of shows. I mean, we have a lot of
I
shows.
noticed that.
We played 126 shows last year. You know, and for an original band, that's a lot of shows.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and like I said, it's just to maintain. I think the biggest thing has probably just been to maintain still going upward while facing any challenges that are thrown at us, whether it be a new guitarist, a new drummer. You know, like I said, we dealt with that when we got lucky enough to get Rob. You know, and didn't have a bassist for a couple of months and got lucky and found Jacob, but I almost feel like things worked themselves out for the best because Shadow's been nothing but a breath of fresh air for us. I mean, he stepped in into some big shoes and took over, and I mean, he's taken us. Everybody, he played his first show with us, and everybody was like, I'd have never known this was his first show with this band.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, there was countless hours of just practicing, make sure that I could play the songs from memory without hearing a note from anybody else, whether it be drum beat, vocals, or anything.
Oh, shit,
Yeah.
man.
That was the hard part for me, is just ingraining everything in my brain so I could become, you know, maintain that glue aspect that Marshall leaving, you know, kind of opened up. I know I had big shoes to fill, and the only way I felt like I could do it is go in, be me, but know the songs and be able to fully step right in.
Fuck
Yep.
yeah, dude. And do you guys have any rituals or routines you guys follow before going on stage?
Man, I'll be honest with you. We pray right before we go on stage.
Oh, nice.
You know, I know people are knocking that in the world, but you know, we're not judgmental people. I mean, we all come from different backgrounds, different lives. We all have different things, but we're all brought together by music. And you know, I am not a religious person, but I'm a faith-based person because I've seen God do things for me and my family that I know would never have gotten done if I hadn't got on my knees and prayed about it.
Yeah.
And Shadow will tell you, we've been on the road and seen God fix stuff in about 10 seconds after we prayed.
The first, you know, mini tour that we went out right after I joined, you know, it wasn't fun with the vehicle deciding, I'm done, guys. And we're sitting there a couple hundred miles away from home. We're like, we got to figure this out.
Yeah, the RV kind of went kaput on us in the middle of a run, and we had nowhere to do. And you know, we got there and was like, God, just help us figure this out. You know, help us get where we need to get. And we prayed, and literally we went to crank it up and cranked up, ran fine. We drove another 500 miles and got where we needed to get, fixed a couple of issues we had. And, I mean, it's been, like I said, it's been all over Texas the first weekend of this month. It was back home this week. We leave on Thursday to go to Arkansas and Missouri. And, you know, I mean, it's been a trooper. You know, I mean, we've corrected the things we needed to, but I don't think we would have without prayer. And
Yeah.
God let us know, hey, this is what you guys got to do. You want to show me some faith? I'm going to show you guys what you need to get done.
That's amazing, dude. Hell yeah. That's
I know
amazing. I love
big. That's big for me, personally as well. It don't matter day in, day out through life and everything. You just got to hit the knees. I know it's not wanted to be talked about nowadays, but I'm open about it. You know, that's just my stance on it.
It's kind of funny too because there are 4 out of the 5 of us are very faith-based driven people, and the 5th guy, he's not. But the day that happened with the bus, he goes, "Okay, I think I'm going to have to get on board with this Jesus guy."
Oh man.
It was the funniest thing, but I was like, man, I'm telling you right now, our faith is what gets us through all these crazy situations.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Like, wow. And you guys need to come further down Texas too, like the South, not just San Antonio, but the South.
Yeah, we're working on so Texas. So we have never really been in the Texas market until recently.
Oh, okay.
We played one show there in the last 3 years. Our goal this year is to get into the Texas market a lot. We want to hit Texas. We want to hit Florida a lot, which we already are pretty decently known in Florida. We play Orlando, Tampa, Destin, Panama City, Fort Walton, Pensacola. We play all the bigger venues in those areas already. So the goal is to kind of get, out towards you guys way more, maybe hit Tennessee some more. Because Tennessee, people don't realize Tennessee is amazing for rock music.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I know at the end of this month, we'll be making our way back out to Texas as well.
Yeah, we'll be we'll be in San Antonio. We'll be in Houston, and the other day we were supposed to be somewhere else. I think San Angelo, but it got changed. I know we're talking about trying to get down into Galveston, but anywhere, man. I would love to. I'll play anywhere. I just love playing. That's our biggest thing is we love being on the road playing. We have a good time on the bus together. It's just like a vacation for us, but we're making money to basically pay for the vacation.
Yeah, definitely. And come to the Hop Shop in Harlingen, Texas.
Where at?
The Hop Shop in Harlingen, Texas.
Okay.
It's
we'll definitely look into it.
Yeah, it's in the Rio Grande Valley, so it's like 4 hours south of San Antonio.
Okay.
The one area that everybody forgets.
Yeah. Hey man, we're all about it. I love going. Man, I love seeing places. That's the big thing for me. I've seen so many places. Last year we saw 18 states. This year I've already been in at least 7 or 8. We'll be in 2 more this weekend. We'll be in Arkansas and Missouri this weekend. And then working our way back towards other stuff.
That's amazing, man. I can't wait to see the pictures and the crowds.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's going to be fun.
And can you guys share a memorable moment from one of your live performances?
Memorable moment. Oh, God, we've got so many. Are we talking about memorable as in just something cool or like one of us smacking ourselves in the face with our instrument?
Oh, no. I know there's a lot of that, so you don't have to go into that one.
Man, I'll tell you what. I think, like I said, I get taken back every time we're on stage, but I think my most memorable moment with this band so far has probably been playing a sold-out show at Club LA in Destin with Red Jumpsuit Apparatus and watching our social media within a span of 2 days go from 9,800 people to 13,000 followers in like 2 days, and going, and seeing like our posts go from 50 likes to 200 likes, and it's just crazy to see what just one good show can do for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally, definitely.
What about you, Shadow?
That's kind of a hard one. I've been sitting here thinking about trying to figure out what the most memorable one for me is. But I'm going to probably have to say, as of right now, for me personally, I think it would have to been the Panama show with Josie Scott.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one, too.
Oh, you guys play with Josie Scott?
Yeah, we played with Josie. So we were supposed to play with Josie here in Mobile. The show got canceled. Then he booked a show in Panama, and they called us and was like, hey, you guys want to jump on the show? We're actually playing Monster Hall Music Fest with Josie Scott this year. And another event called Indiana Summer Bash. I actually got the guy who runs Indiana Summer Bash, Josie and them's contact info to get them on the show. So they're actually headlining and we play. There's like 2 bands between us and them.
Dude, I love Josie Scott.
Yeah.
I miss him in Saliva.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't really I mean, I'm not knocking them because I think Bobby is just absolutely incredible, but I don't.
No,
really
yeah,
know
Bobby's
how,
amazing. Yeah,
how
Bobby's
they're-
amazing.
I don't know how they're Saliva anymore. You know what I mean? With no Wayne, no Josie, and not, like zero of the original members. The new guys are almost just like, I mean, Bobby's the only one that I would still consider, you know what I mean, to be that oomph, that glue that's holding Saliva together now.
Yeah, no, one day I hope to bring Saliva onto this podcast, but we'll see if that ever happens.
Yeah, we were playing a festival last year called CPR Fest here, and it was the headliners were Breaking Benjamin and Bush on the inside stage, and we were on the outside stage, and Bobby and them actually played the outside stage. We actually ended up not getting to because it rained our session out.
Oh,
and,
no.
But they were super cool guys. They were all very nice guys, and you know they were all like, man, they all felt bad that we didn't get to play, and I mean it was a cool vibe, you know. So
Does
to me
Joseph,
that means a lot more to me, you know, getting that, man, I hate that you guys didn't get to play. I wish we could help you guys, you know, is there anything we can do, you know, and I mean it's just a lot of these guys, you know, you hear these stories about them. I mean, Josie Scott, there's been a million negative stories about him, but I'll tell you what, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever talked to.
yeah.
And I could hit him up right now on Facebook, and he'd talk to me. He told me Merry Christmas this year. You know, I mean.
That's so sick.
Yeah, you know, and I mean, Aaron Nordstrom from Gemini Syndrome is another one. You know, I talked to him. You know, I asked him and Josie for advice sometimes because they've done a lot more than I have. You know,
Yeah.
and you know, the singer Brian from Fame on Fire, I've messaged him a couple times and asked him a few things, and he's given me a couple, you know, good answers on stuff that's helped me out. Jonathan Norris from Kingdom Collapse.
Oh, I love that band.
Yeah, me and him are good buddies. We just saw them the other day while we were on tour. They were actually playing about 35 minutes down the road, so after we got done with our show, their show started later. We actually...
Dude, what's up? Oh.
We actually went down and hung out with them for probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Them and the guys in the band, Saul. We had a great time hanging out with those guys.
Oh yeah, Saul's cool. We went to a restaurant after the. I know this interview is like literally going all over the place, but that's the best part about this. We went to dinner, my friend and I, like after a show with Kingdom Collapse. And dude, I was being such a freaking idiot. Like I was making like the dumbest jokes ever, but they loved it, and I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah, they're all good guys. Jonathan's great. David's probably one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Aaron's a cool dude, and Gaston, the new drummer, we met him the other night for the first time, and he was cool as he could be. He was like, I can't wait to share the stage with you guys, you know. So it was cool. It was cool, man. They're good guys.
Yeah, hell yeah. And what advice would you give to aspiring musicians who are just starting out?
Shadow?
My best advice, which was passed down to me that I still, you know, hold dear to, is never give up, no matter, you know, what obstacles pop in your way, who says, you know, that's not possible or what have you, is whether it be music or whatever, just keep on going at it. One day you'll get the break you're looking for. If not, you'll get the break in happiness that you were looking for. So either way, if you just keep on, you know, just going at it, you'll find that joy somewhere.
Yep.
Don't ever give up on it.
My biggest advice for anybody is work hard. Shadow will tell you, I work my ass off nonstop for the band behind the scenes. To me, I do way more work there than I do on stage. To me, on stage is just it's a relief. If you put in the work behind the scenes, you'll see it on stage, and you'll see it in the shows you get to play and the crowds you get to play in front of.
Yeah, work hard to play hard.
Right.
Exactly. And what's next for Love the Hate? Any upcoming projects and tours fans should be excited about? I know we talked about a little bit of it earlier, but is there anything else going on?
Well, Currently, we're on tour. We have 5 more shows left on this tour with Seventh Day Summer and Shallow Side and Magdalene Rose and Scotty Austin. May is going to consist of us basically working on getting all the new music together to be able to perform live. We do go back on tour in July. On July 5th will be our first date. We'll be gone all for about 10 days, but we're going up to play Gettysburg Bike Week, which is supposed to be 10,000 people strong, so we're excited about that. 2 days after that, we're playing at my favorite place, Indiana Summer Bash. And then we just got some news of another bike rally, and it's a really, really, really big bike rally that we've been asked to play. And the news for that will be on our page in the next few days.
I'm pretty stoked for that one.
Yeah, me too.
And I like to end every interview with this question because, like Forrest Gump, you never know what you're gonna get.
Right.
If you were stuck in an elevator with any musician, dead or alive, who would it be, and what would you talk about?
Oh man. Oh Lord.
You're making me dig my brain for this one.
Yeah, I know.
Surprise, mother.
It's kind of crazy. I'll be honest with you. My answer would probably be Michael Jackson.
Oh, nice.
I am, like I said, our show, our performing is where we excel. I think our music's great, but I think our performing is where we shine the most. And I learned a lot of that from watching pop artists, and, you know, these guys dancing on stage. You know, I mean, I saw Mick Jagger doing stuff, you know. I mean, I saw all these people, but Michael Jackson influenced me in so many ways as far as being a performer, getting the crowd involved, making people feel like they're part of the show. And I try to do that every show we play. I get out in the crowd. I don't stay on stage. You know, I do a lot of stuff that I've seen Gavin Rossdale do. You know, and I don't ever want to lose that. I don't care if I'm playing in front of 50,000 people. I'm getting my ass off the stage. I'm walking down there, and I'm trying to make some people feel special because that's what they do for us.
Yeah.
All right, Shadow, you got an answer yet?
Yeah. For me, I'd probably say Kurt Cobain.
I knew that was
Ooh.
coming for some reason.
I mean, he was one of the biggest inspirations for me whenever I was first getting into music, because I started out as a drummer. Played drums for probably 12, 14 years. And then, I don't know, just something about, you know, the way he did his vocals, the way he wrote, you know, guitar parts, or, you know, even the way he wrote his vocal melodies and everything. It just resonated with me and really drew me into wanting to play guitar. So if I had, you know, a chance to sit down and talk to him, you know, I'd like to pick his brain on, you know, what was running through his head at the time whenever he was writing some of the, you know, iconic riffs, or really the throwaways or whatever it may be.
That would be amazing, honestly. Both answers, honestly, because it's, you know, the king of pop and the king of grunge music, I believe.
Yeah, definitely.
I would agree with that.
I mean, I know a lot of people would say Eddie Vedder, but
If our drummer was here, he would tell you Elvis, because he's
Elvis?
a huge Elvis fan. Yeah.
I like one or two songs of Elvis.
Elvis was his own.
This was the first time I learned on drums.
Elvis was his own guy. His music was really cool for what it was.
Yeah, it was different for sure.
And he changed the game for everybody.
He changed the game and started making, you know, rock pretty mainstream, and we just had people pick up the torch until we pretty much got where we're at in the rock, you know, genre of nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then where can we find you guys?
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or X, or whatever they call it now. We have our own website, www.lovethehateband.com. You can see all our tour dates. Merchandise is on there. We're on Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Pandora, YouTube, and about 25 other streaming services that we know of. And, man, pretty much anywhere, man. Facebook is where we post the most, though, because we're most active on Facebook.
Yeah. I just followed you guys on TikTok right now a little while ago before we started.
Yeah, we should post a lot more on TikTok, but it's probably the least thing we use. As far as the band, if we used it more, we'd probably have a lot more engagement on there. So that's one thing we need to step up is our other social media pages, because I know our Instagram's lacking everything's lacking versus our Facebook, but we just go really hard with Facebook because I'm old.
It's
old.
easy, yeah. I feel it, bro. I'm just like, oh crap, another freaking social media stuff that I need to figure out.
Right.
That's how I am with it. I'm just like,
yeah, if I had the choice, it'd probably still be on MySpace. So.
Oh hell
you
yeah!
and me both. Yep.
Shout out to Tom Anderson. Thank you for whatever you did for us.
Right. He started all this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was wonderful and it was easy, and you could put music on your profile.
Yeah.
Whole playlists at that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to have some of my songs I wrote on my
MySpace?
on my MySpace page. Yeah.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah. I always, I at some point I had gone back and looked at them and listened to them. I was like, man, I can't believe that was me 15 years ago. And now I can't find them no matter what I do.
Oh no, damn.
Whoever bought it, I think Justin Timberlake bought all that or something. Somebody bought it and redid everything and changed everything with it. So all the old stuff, I'm pretty sure is ancient history now.
I know Jack Black owned it for a while.
Wait, what?
I said Jack Black owned MySpace for a little while.
Holy smoke! I didn't know that.
Never knew that.
Wow, I'm mind blown right now.
Right.
But I want to thank you guys so much for taking the time to talk with me for a while, and I'm excited to see what you guys bring to the table. These next couple of months with the new music and stuff. And I also want to thank everybody that took their time to listen to the podcast. Follow them, follow me, follow everyone. And remember that without music, life would be a mistake.